Good evening. We are here at the Recreation Commission meeting on July 24th, Thursday. It's 6 o'clock. Dan Salvucci, Ryan Tully, Kathleen Evans, Kathleen Woodward, and our guest for the evening, Kevin Lynham. Thank you so much for wanting to come to our meeting and possibly be a member of our commission. We are so appreciative. So, here's these are the minutes from last week, and the agenda's on the back.
So I'll motion to approve the meeting minutes from June 12th.
Seconded.
Okay. I'm looking at time for anything.
Dan, you cool? Alright,
I'll abstain.
okay, cool.
It says, I think that's tonight, Jennifer tonight.
I got it.
Oh, you got that.
It's on the back side.
It's on the back.
It's on the back, but yeah, no worries.
Oh, saving money.
We try. We do everything we can. Wonderful. So, our first item on the agenda, thank you for approving the minutes. Our second one is just to talk about the budget, like where we're at. As you know from our last meeting, the recreation department is only using funds from the revolving account to supplement the park program and the pool. So we're doing okay so far. The program fees that have come in are taking care of the salaries for the pool and the park staff. So we've had great response with the park program. We have over 100. We have 100 kids in week 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that has definitely helped that revolving fund be able to support us for this summer, which is great. The big expense we had recently is we had to spend $5,000 for the pool. We had to fix the chlorinator, filter and pump, and that came to the $5,000 was also the opening of the pool, but it was like the pump was actually about $3,000. So that was not an expected expense, but of course, if you want the pool to run, you have to expend it. So that was a little bit of a shock. It was working last summer, but then over the winter time,
It's called a chlorinator?
Yeah, the chlorine filter and the chlorine pump.
How old was that pump? How old was the pump, you know? Yeah.
Honestly, don't know.
I wonder how long they last. I don't know.
Yeah.
Was the
Well, this is like so it's for the big, it's for a big, huge pool. I don't know. Like last year we had the sand and the filter redone, which we knew that we were having to do.
real quick, sorry.
The next,
just for the notes, was it from the revolving, the 5,000?
yes.
But that validates the decision to not do the 4th of July a little bit, just because we knew that there would be unforeseen things that popped up. Like that's a big one that would have been tough to do. So, yeah, cool. Thank you.
Yes. Chemicals so far were okay. The supply that we had at the beginning is doing all right. In previous years, come the month of August, we've had to add more because we keep the pool open now through the end of August. In years past, before 2020 when I came on, they had closed the pool like mid-August. The townspeople wanted it to be open earlier, mid-June, so that was one of our focuses, and keep it open through the end of August, which is perfect because, if you buy a season pass, you should be able to enjoy it for the whole summer. So a lot of it depends on the lifeguards, but we have many lifeguards who are high school students, so they're able to still work in August and not going back to, starting or going back to college. So we're doing good with that. The payroll averaging for we've been paying the staff since the last week in July and the last week in June, and it's averaging about $16,000 for each week. So like I said, so far we're doing okay with using the revolving fund for our expenses because of the positive, deposits because of the park program. So that's good and doing well. Let's see, so I can continue on. Do you have any questions about the budget or anything? We have two more full weeks of the park program. The last week is August 8th. It finishes August 8th, and then we'll have 6 more weeks of the pool. So we'll have 3 more weeks in August. Yeah, the way it works, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Well, 5 weeks for the pool. 5 more weeks for the pool to be open. And the pool hours for the public are 3 to 7 on the weekdays and 12 to 6 on the weekends. So through Labor Day, the last week when school starts, not sure if I will have enough staff to do the 3 to 7, but I'll have to. I'm in the middle of trying to figure all that scheduling out at the moment. So hopefully we'll be all right.
You said 3 to 7?
3 to 7 on the weekdays.
Okay.
Yes, and 12 to 6 on the weekends.
Okay, well, thanks.
Sure. All right, next item is the park program, which I'm so thrilled. The amazing counselors and the directors are just phenomenal. Many of them, as we talked in the past, have returned from year to year, and we have quite the wonderful crew who's been there for quite some time. Many of them since I started in the summer of 21. So thrilled about that. They're absolutely awesome. They love it. The kids love them. They're so excited to see them. The kids make great connections with the counselors, and they're just wonderful. So, like I said before, week 3, 4, 5, and 6, all of them have 100 campers, and that's our max, really, with the counselor staff that we have. So we have a 1 to 10 ratio, or sometimes less than that, based on the group size. So obviously the younger kids need more, and the older kids might not need as many counselors, but so we focus on that. Our director, Abby Raposa and Devin Mahan, are fabulous. They've been counselors and working at the park for years, so it's wonderful to see them stepping up into that role. And the counselors, like I said, are just phenomenal. So we've had a lot of positive feedback from the parents and the kids, and so I'm so happy.
Good.
So glad.
That's awesome.
The pool, we have swim lessons. We have fewer numbers than we have had in the past. We have 3 water safety instructors, and so we set it up so that there would be 3 classes at each time slot. So, and then we limited it to 5 slots per water safety instructor. So for the 8:30 class, we have 3 sessions. So there is an 8:30 class, there's a 9:15 class, there's a 10 o'clock class. The 8:30 classes are full. The 9:15 have a few kids, and the 10 o'clock kid has a few kids. So it's not as, I guess, as popular or as I would in past years. So we've seen a decrease in the number of kids taking swim lessons.
So for the 9:15 and the 10, do we have 3 water safety instructors, but only a couple kids?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's the challenge, is that we offer the program, but then if nobody signs up, we still are paying 3 water safety instructors to be there, because those water safety instructors also then sometimes on some days become the lifeguards for the park program.
Mm-hmm.
So that's their shift, kind of thing. So like for next week is our third session, our last session, and it's full. The 8:30 class is full. The 9:15 class is half full, and the 10 o'clock class has 3 kids in it so far.
Gotcha.
So it's just I don't know if we can publicize it more. I don't, it's a challenge to be able. It's such a great program. Like the kids have so much fun. I mean, and the water safety instructors are awesome. I just don't know. And we have had kids who have come to do the 8:30 class and then they go to the park program. So it's worked out that way. We've even had kids come to the 9:15 class and then go to the park program after. So like it does work that way. But it's like that morning slot is like the best slot, the 8:30 slot, because of like other camps start at 9 o'clock, so they can get them there. Like the park program starts at 9, that kind of thing. So
Can I make a suggestion?
something to think about for next time.
Like a suggestion. So you're saying one of the programs for the pool is not as full as you expected it to be, as far as people.
The lessons, right? The lessons, because we offer 3 time slots for lessons.
You might want to put an article in the Express, about lessons being, it might be kind of late this year, but in the future, the Whitman Express, Whitman Hanson, because I don't know how. What's the name of the camp in Hanson?
Oh, so Cranberry Cove.
Yeah, whatever. What they do. To
They've had a
advertise.
decrease as well. They didn't have water safety instructors, from what I understand,
Yeah.
to teach the lessons. But then they were trying to get it at the end. Did you hear anything about that?
They do have. So they. I mean, I've seen you do it the same way. They train their kids and certify them as they come in. So they had a training session for their lifeguards to either recertify or to get them up to speed. And they do have swim lessons. They open the waterfront at 11. And they hold the lessons like an hour before that, 10. They've always been later than us. Whitman Pool has always been on an earlier schedule, at least as
right,
because
we originally, like, even when I was here, we had the swim team for those first 2 years after COVID, because we had it for 2. And then this past year, we weren't able to have it. We got like 5 members, and then for this time, we had like the same amount. So there wasn't, I couldn't balance it to have it happen. But
it's a challenge.
So the kids, like for the swim team, like they practiced in the morning, and then we had lessons, and then it was the park program that used it. So that was like the reason.
I could throw the kids in the morning, 7 a.m.
Yeah,
team.
jump in.
That was great. It was cold.
They warmed the pool up. We used to kid them about that.
So they do have that going on, but like you were saying, I think one of the appeals of the Whitman program is it starts early. Theirs tends to start much later in the day. So
I guess we could talk about next time making it happen earlier if we weren't going to have swim team. The way we had set it up when we discussed the programs is that the swim team was going to be like 7:30 to 8:15, 8:30, and then the classes would start like right after that. So you couldn't really put another lesson in, like the 8 o'clock lesson. It was kind of a hard thing to do that. So we can think about that. But I was, publicizing it as I do Facebook and, through the town website and that kind of thing. It's really the only avenue that I am aware of to do it on this.
Swim team?
The high school is in collaboration with Silver Lake.
Yeah.
So they swim at Kingsbury with Silver Lake.
Mm-hmm. But just during the school year, right?
Yeah.
So it might be worth for swim team, just because, those numbers have been going down like every year, maybe reaching out to the high school.
I had reached out to the high school. I never heard from the coach. I had chatted with Bob Rogers, and he gave me the name and everything else, but because I was also at that point looking for lifeguards and water safety instructors, and that's like the perfect age for them to do that if they wanted to do it.
Isn't there a rule where only so many kids in the pool per lifeguard?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, I mean, how crowded is the pool? I don't know.
For
When
what?
kids are open swimming, because it's hot out and kids want to just bounce around the pool. You have to have like one lifeguard for every 5
Yes.
kids that are in
We
the
have
pool.
to have one lifeguard for every 20 to 25.
Oh, so it was, I didn't
Yes.
know, right?
Or
So,
people.
Yeah,
It's not as big a deal in Whitman because the pool is so small. Anyway,
Yeah.
you're going to hit capacity
Right.
pretty
Right, and we
quick
have
anyway.
had this past summer. We have hit capacity and had to have people wait because we
Oh,
had
wow.
we had like we have 3 lifeguards on in one of those hottest days,
yeah.
and so they're all on, and then so there's technically, and the way we set it up is when you come into the pool, you write down how many swimmers there are, so the gate attendant is constantly aware of how many swimmers there are potentially in the pool, and so keeps adding it up. And so when it gets to 75 swimmers, we just had to, you just have to wait until a group of people leave, and that was
Another
always
thing-
a tough position for the gate attendant and the lifeguards to be in. For
Okay,
sure.
another thing, what account do you pay your staff out? Is
The
it
revolving fund.
your revolving fund? Okay, and what account do you pay for supplies?
The revolving fund.
Beautiful. Why don't you, add, like we talked about, the finance committee, they have a reserve fund. And it's 35,000 in it. It used to be 50 when I was running it. But they never use it, so we cut it down to 35. My question is, where'd you get the money to fix the pool? Out of the revolving account?
Yeah.
So
So,
what
this
I'm
year,
saying
this
is-
year it's all revolving.
Right. So you're drawing money. You can't use the reserve fund and the finance committee for salaries. Can't use it for that. But it's made for things that are unexpected. I can remember when I was on the finance committee when the whole school was elementary and the heating system went, the furnace went, and it cost like $12,000. I mean, I'm talking about back in the 70s. And we had to go and look at it, and we took it out of the revolving account and paid for it. I don't see, the revolving account, I would think, would be used for programs and paying a staff, but to get toilet paper and other stuff for the bathrooms, I never thought you pay for it out of that. I thought the DPW
Well,
out of that account, because it's a bathroom in the park.
So I think up until this year we did have separate funds,
we had an
but,
expense line.
but that got cut. So now
Right.
it's just revolving.
So what I'm thinking is, if in fact you want to run a certain program like 4th of July, you couldn't run it because you didn't have the funds because of spending $5,000 on the pool and other issues. I think that if you went to the finance committee and said, look, we have an issue here. The pool broke down. We need to have the pool fixed. The residents depend on it, and it costs us. We had to draw $5,000 out of a reserve fund, and that's what we run our programs on, right? Including staff. Because of that, we're going to have to cut our programs. Maybe they'll turn around and say, well, give us the bill for the pool and we'll reimburse you. I don't know. It's worth asking.
That is something. I mean, that's another item on my list of things that we have to take care of at some point. The lift that is at the pool needs to be replaced. So that was
yeah.
the lift that lets people use it if they're not able to get in and out of the pool.
Yeah.
That needs to be repaired. So
That's old.
The
I remember
the
when we
pool
got
company is getting a quote for me
Yeah.
for that one. So that is something that I could ask
that. Yeah.
the finance committee for that, or it can.
Maybe the community.
There was the other community preservation, which is how we got all the wonderful tables. So there's
Yeah.
different avenues that we can.
But you may, as I say, you may
Sure.
want to make a pitch to the finance committee for their reserve fund. I don't know what they get left in it. It should be full because it's just the meeting just started. And tell them, that some of the programs you cannot have because of lack of funds due to the fact that the pool broke down and we had to spend $5,000 for the pump and X amount for this and that. And that was something
it
that
does-
we did not budget for.
It costs quite a lot of money to run
Yeah.
the pool. I just got a bill for $852 for
Yeah,
the
it's-
electricity. So it's
Right.
like, and that's 1 month.
Yeah.
So
You may
it
want
is
to
a-
see when
it's
the
a
finance
big
committee are meeting
expense.
again, and I talk to Kathleen, see if we can get on the agenda for that issue. See what they say.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Huh?
Can't
I
hurt.
said, yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's all they can say is no.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I mean,
if the getting access to the pool, if that's a mandated thing, but if the town is required to provide that,
right.
then now we're talking about like from available funds, town meeting item, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like, so if you're like, if that
Allergies.
you know, if that
Yeah.
device is something by law we have to have, we
Same
don't
thing
have
with
the
the lift,
option
yeah.
of just saying, gee, we can't afford it out of revolving. So that's where the town has to come in. And yeah. So I agree, like, when it's expenses like that, I
Yeah, that is something that's not, you can't budget for.
some things are outside the scope of the
right.
revolving account.
You can't budget for that.
Sure.
And I would think that would be something that could maybe, if you talk to Mary Beth, out of the, what's the word I'm looking for? Where things break down in town and we have to replace them. Certainly sure that if the railing fell off the front of this building, we'd have to have a company come in and replace the railings. You know, it's unexpected expense, and maybe get reimbursed for the cost of the pool, and see if she can transfer money out of that reserve back into your reserve account.
Yeah.
I mean, you're running on a light and a very tight budget because you only rely on either grants or whatever funds you get when people are joining the program. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
What's the field update?
Well, field update. We have a few people. The AAU baseball teams have rented.
What is it, AAU?
The AAU baseball teams have rented a Memorial Field for a couple games. Whitman Little League is using them sporadically throughout the summer. Whitman Middle School is now, as you know, only the baseball fields are available. So the softball team, as you very well know, they were using Lower Park Field here, and then they were using the fields in Hanson. So they kind of got displaced a little bit, unfortunately. But the Special Olympics softball tournament is being held at Whitman Middle School on August 3rd.
Oh,
George
nice.
Coffey is organizing that. Amazing program.
Mm-hmm.
And so they usually have used all 4 of the fields, but they're only able to use 2 of them. And so he did say it's a challenge because they're baseball fields as opposed to softball fields, but they can be, what do you call it?
Relined.
you-
Relined or,
You can,
yes.
You can put a little pitching rubber
Yes.
in front of the mound.
Yes.
Yeah, they throw from shorter. We always hosted them at the Whitman Middle. We would always schedule, because we'd have all these summer teams that need home games, but we would say we can't do Tuesdays at Whitman Middle because that's for Special Olympics.
Yes,
and we
and so they,
all summer.
yeah, and they have it. They have it
Yeah.
for the summer too. So
Yeah.
the Whitman Little League has been very gracious and
Yeah,
with
that's
all of
good.
that. So
That's
I was
great.
thrilled. And this is George's last year doing the softball tournament. He is retiring.
Yeah.
He's handing over the reins. But what a gift he has been for certain. He's a great person. So that's the field update. Next is staff appreciation. Every summer, at the end of the summer, I like to just do like a little pizza party for the staff, if that's all right. Last year it was about $300. It's pizza and chips and drinks and cookies, basically,
Oh,
for them. That's all right.
motion to fund the staff appreciation event?
Second.
Thank you. And then, great. Open discussion. Anything? I don't think any of the CPC, they've met. They haven't. And how about the open space?
so last week we had a public meeting at the library. Dylan and Justin were there,
Nice.
and it was
The littles, yes.
so the kind of the plan is almost written by Jason from Old Colony Planning Council, and he wrote out 10 kind of action items and goals, like and kind of bullet points under those, and I can send you guys over the information about it. I believe that the presentation he gave has them in there, and I think that's available online. But there are, what wasn't in the presentation is he had for each goal and kind of sub thing, different committees that might be like responsible for some of the things in there. So recreation came up for certain things, and I had to kind of steer him more in the direction of DPW for a lot of things, because I told him like our responsibility is more with the pool and the summer program, and we necessarily can't like replace broken playground
Equipment, the
equipment or
DPW
anything
takes
like
care of
that.
that.
So I was kind of
It's field maintenance.
yeah. So we like made some highlighted corrections on some of that stuff, but I think a big goal or responsibility of the Recreation Commission with this open space and recreation 10-year plan is to kind of help out with like kind of like the more like community driven things. Like there's an action item to conduct like cleanups at Hobart Pond, and so that's something that we could like help out with. I know that Angela, former rec members, her nonprofit had helped with that, so it might be something we can reach out to her about. But we were kind of just setting how we want to implement the plan over 10 years as a whole. I mean, there's 10 items with 4 or 5 bullet points under each one. The big one that he got from the community surveys was the want for a dog park and a skate park. So I don't necessarily know how we would play into either of those as a Recreation Commission. I don't know if we'd kind of be responsible for a skate park if it was built. He had laid out some different kind of funding mechanisms for that. But yeah, I'm hoping maybe that I can invite him to our next meeting to kind of like give an overview to you guys about what he's been working on.
How the Recreation Commission like plays a part.
Yeah, or just there's a lot about just like empowering local volunteers and leaders to kind of see this plan through, because the last one that was written, not a lot of the things that were on that got fulfilled. So I think
Did not get fulfilled.
Yeah. So I think he's trying to kind of build into it a plan to actually implement some of these changes that, and there's funding out there for it, and grants and things. So
Great.
One thing that it kind of goes off of what you're saying, Dan actually came up with. It's what you had messaged me about like a month or two ago. But maybe trying to do some kind of like fishing derby or like fishing thing at Hobart's. I feel like all of my students, like that's what they do on the weekends, is they go fishing, and it would be like free. You know what I mean? Like it could be one of those things that it would be pretty easy to plan. So maybe paired like with just like that community oriented stuff. That would be something we could do, and it wouldn't require much funds at all. You know, like maybe water or something like that. But and just like the advertising. But I think people would do it. It'd be fun. It was a great idea, Dan.
Open up Colebrook and all along there, and
and how cool to just kind of walk through, even if you're not fishing, and just see everybody kind of like doing their
exactly right.
unique.
Yeah.
Cub Scouts does fishing derby early June.
Oh, really?
Hobart's every year.
Okay.
So
No.
you want to spread it out with that. Like if they do it early June, you probably want to do it not that close to it. And you can, if you talk to them, they have a whole thing where they have a scale and they weigh who caught the biggest fish. And
that's awesome.
They do it really.
Mostly catch and release.
It's all catch and release.
Yeah.
Like, we're not allowed to. At least in Scouts, you can put it back in. And they also you have to use the smooth hook, not the barbed hook.
Yeah, I like all those rules.
That kind of thing. It's very nature friendly. And they're Scouts,
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
but the kids like it, and I actually had to take a group of I think they were third graders. They had to make their own fishing hook with a stick, fishing line, and one hook. And I went and bought the night crawlers, and they actually caught fish with just a stick and a hook. As long as you have the live bait, those little sunfish will bite. It worked out pretty well.
Yeah,
So.
I take my boys.
And it's a big draw for little kids. Little kids love it.
Yeah.
A couple of things that you talked about skateboard park. Years and years and years ago, Brian Bazanton and I we raised money for a skateboard park, and we were going to put it in the old basketball court behind the police station.
I swear we had one there before. Did we never have one?
The equipment was there.
It was
They just
supposed
never
to
put
be,
it together.
right? And we were going to do it, and we had it all set. We fenced it off, but nobody wanted it, right? And your father, when he says, you realize the responsibility, the liability that the towns would have, if someone get hurt, which he's right. Now, I've been to Hanson when my grandson plays baseball there. I don't see a lot of kids in that skateboard park. I could be wrong.
It does get used during the school year. I don't know. During the school year, some of the kids that I teach have talked about using it a lot.
Right.
So,
and I know
it's not overwhelming.
Right.
And
I know Bruce is totally against, and you can't do it now anyway, putting a skateboard park in the park because it's historical, and you can't do that. Right.
Yeah.
You can't touch that.
You're limited to
You're limited to what you can put in there.
can be in the park. Right.
My big on skateboard parks, people may get hurt, but there's other things that we can do.
It was just the two top items in the community survey were people wanting skate park and a dog park.
Yeah,
that
dog
was
park.
something
I'm
that
pushing for that.
consistently came up.
The dog park to get the people out of the town park with their dogs, so they don't clean it up. And where the garden is now, the community garden, it's like 3/4 of using that old field. Right, there used to be a dump, and then when they went to the back hill, right, they graded over and they made a park out of baseball. But now rocks and glass were coming up, so they stopped using it. So they made a community garden. Bruce's idea, community garden. And
I love the community garden.
Huh?
I love the community garden. It's nice.
Yeah. Oh, so I used to be a produce manager. I ran a warehouse for perishables. But anyways, so they use 3/4 of the park, but there's still a lot of room there. Yeah. And I always thought it would be perfect to run a fence down where they're not using and have an open field, and it would be like 3/4 of what's there, but a dog park.
Yeah, they were talking about that.
Right.
When we went there, there was discussion about that.
Right.
Kind of coordinating that. Sectioning that off from the community garden and putting a dog park there.
Right there. Because it's not being used for anything now.
Yeah.
And basically, if you want, we need a new pound, dog pound, or we want to call it, because the other one is outdated and it's not meeting requirements. We could get like Celso Protect the building and build it by that area, so she doesn't have to go into the DPW or any ACO officer. She can have it right there, and she can. If you need to put dogs in, so you can park there and stuff. But people can go in, and you can have a dog park for small dogs and a dog park for larger animals, section dog. I think it'd be perfect. Bruce is not he said, I'm not sending my guys in there to pick up all the crap. I said, well, they're doing it in the park, anything to get them out of the park, for people, not picking up their dog's waste.
Yeah.
So, I can understand that, but just if it's a dog park, I think people would be more responsible. I don't know.
For sure. I think so.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So yeah, that came up, but that's really it for the open space. Yeah, I would just
Thank
Jason
you.
had talked about wanting to come to a meeting eventually once
Yeah,
he
we'd love
gets,
to have him.
because I think his plan is to finish actually writing the plan by December, I think, and our next meeting is September.
Cool.
So I'll talk with him.
All right, so
It may even be, I think we even got a grant for a dog park. But since the people
they're
at
out
town
there.
meeting voted it down, we lost the grant.
Yeah, they're out there.
I mean, but now, we need that extra baseball field. Look, we don't use it for a baseball field anymore. You know, so, I don't know, I think that if there's grants out there and we can get X amount for a dog park, why not use that section? You know, have a fence company section it off, right, because it's already fenced all around, and have that section for the dog park.
Yeah, I'd be interested in the dog park presentation. I'd have some questions. I'd be
Yeah.
curious, like, to what extent does what becomes recreation's job with respect to the
Oh,
dog
sure.
park? What's
Right,
it got to
right.
do with us? And does it burden
Yeah.
us in some way? I don't know anything about dog park liabilities and stuff, but like if dogs start attacking each other at the dog park,
Yeah.
does that put us on the hook at all? Because
Well, that's something.
I've seen, I mean, at the town, look, I went to one, I think it was Memorial Day parade. My dog's little, okay, I'm sitting there, and they always walk around, 2 or 3 dogs on one leash. And this guy's got 2 pit bulls, boom, they're loose. And they come running right at my dog. Now, like, I wasn't worried. They didn't look like they were being violent or anything, but the police officer on duty on his bicycle, he came roaring in, chased the dogs away, and told the guy, take care of your dogs.
Yeah.
So
that is an issue. At the
I
park.
just
The
I would
loose dogs
ask,
and the
like,
kids
what does it
wondering.
mean for us if we open a dog park and something happens between the dogs? Does that
Yeah.
are we completely off the hook? Is that all on them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think
I'd
so.
be curious about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of towns
And,
have
like-
them. I don't know if a lot of towns' recreation departments manage them.
Yeah.
And that's the hard thing for me on
Right,
this
I
committee
think
is
that's
like,
out of our league.
I think they,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think in the Old Colony Planning Council, they involve people from recreation because traditionally in other towns, I think recreation departments are a lot bigger. So I feel bad because a lot of the stuff that I see that's recreation kind of based things, like they're talking about doing like kayak and paddleboat rentals at Hobart Pond, like off of that little park next to the VFW there.
No.
And like
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff like that it's like that's not necessarily it just feels like
Yeah,
to be
the
dumping a
scouts.
whole lot of responsibility on DPW and not us. So,
Yeah.
Muddy. Little,
Yeah, that's a good
yeah, I've been trying to like kind of
Be the voice of
remind them that
Yeah.
we don't have a full-time
recreation program.
yeah and
That Old
It's-
Colony's into that sometime on the board.
Yeah.
Like, there is that stuff.
Just generally speaking, when your resources are limited, you have to
Right.
prioritize.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
You're looking to do things for as many people as you can, and not as much like side things for these people are into this.
Right.
And, like that's
They're not a
less of a
Brighton.
priority.
You know,
Yeah.
Hingham or Cohasset, where we have stuff like that.
Yeah.
Great. So speaking of that, meetings. When would we like to have our next one? The end of August is a little crazy for me, but early September, or do we want to?
Yeah.
I mean, are Thursdays still okay with you guys?
Yeah, the 4th or the 11th are fine for me. Of
Some in
September.
August.
September.
I think the 11th might be better for me.
That's fine. Is that good with you?
I mean, I'm not on the committee.
You're not on the committee yet, but
if you need
our
me,
Thursdays are
me
good.
for quorum and stuff,
Well, if you're going to join us, I'm not
yeah,
pressuring
no, I'm
you.
happy
We
to
just
help
have-
out. I just,
Great.
I'm not sure yet. But I think that'll be fine. I'm gonna say
All right,
yes,
you know-
Thursday. Thursday, 9/11. The ceremonies are all in the morning,
So
so
that's where we're going. I know. We're going
6
9/11.
p.m.
That's scary.
Such a hard day for me.
What'd you say? Thursday?
Such a hard day. No, the September
Oh
11th.
yeah, I hear you.
Such a hard day.
Yeah.
So 9/11 is that next meeting.
Yeah.
6 o'clock.
6 p.m. All right. Wonderful.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you all so much. Much
Thank you,
appreciated.
guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.